getting back to OKC's win versus the San Antonio Spurs. Something we hadn't mentioned when we first talked about it is the injuries. De'Aaron Fox misses game 2. J-Dub only plays 7 minutes, and he's out for the rest of that game. We also see Dylan Harper go back and not return. At the end of it, we saw A.J. Mitchell grabbing at his upper leg area. I know that this is a series we all been looking for, and if the injuries are going to stop us from having the greatest of series of all time, I'm going to be so mad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be mad regardless. I think both of these teams are still capable of putting on a historic show, but I think it becomes epic in a sense when we have the full – I mean, we didn't even have De'Aaron Fox in the epic game 1. Mm-hmm. So, but to see his stockpile, it was one thing to not get the J-Dub because it's like, we had seen the hamstring thing just irritate him. We've kind of – I hate to put it this way because he's such a special player – we've kind of gotten used to not seeing him with OKC this year just because he has so many different things going on. But I am not used to seeing the Spurs without Fox or Harper. A.J. Mitchell going down was terrible because you had overcome those other 2 injuries. And then to see another one was just kind of – I was just kind of over it at that point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, yeah, man, I think both of these teams have depth. I had that in my notes. I don't bring my notebook here enough, but – there was a stretch in this game where I was like bench production because I think Keldon Johnson hit a 3, then Cason Wallace hit a 3, then Caruso made a play, and then Jordan McLaughlin had hit a 3, and I was like, hey, these benches are just coming hoop, and I mean, OKC bench scored 59, I think, so
they did their thing.
Yeah, they did their thing.
Both teams had that next man mentality, like next man up mentality for sure.
Would y'all expecting to see Jordan McLaughlin play?
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No, but he was ready. He was ready, and I think. Moving forward, though,
too.
The first quarter.
It's super important. Or not even. I want to ask y'all, based on what you kind of seen, especially from the turnovers, how would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate De'Aaron Fox's importance? Because the conversations earlier was they didn't need him. But obviously, it's evident, especially if Dylan Harper is going to be missing time.
If Dylan Harper's missing time, a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It cannot be Stephon Castle and Jordan McLaughlin as the lead guards to win the 7-game series versus the defending champion. If we're saying that Dylan Harper just had a little stinger and he's coming back for game 3, probably like an 8. I mean, he still is, even if you value the other 2 guys more, he still is super important. And when is having talent ever a negative? Mm-hmm. And he is very, very talented.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with KB from a talent perspective. If you don't have Harper 10 out of 10, without him, I say 8 to 8.5. Just because you look at all of the pressure that Stephon Castle was dealing with, and when you see Dylan Harper out there, it alleviates that for him. Mm-hmm. And I think having De'Aaron Fox alleviates that even more. And that's one of the notes I wrote too, was in this game, especially early, I saw Shea giving it up. And I don't know what that was about, but my mind went to not wanting to deal with pressure up the court, constantly reserving myself. It's so taxing. He was like, J-Dub, boom, and he just shoveled up the court. And I'm like, I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus being drained up the court for each possession.
Now, I wonder inside of De'Aaron Fox's mind, like, he understands what exactly the Spurs need. Mm-hmm. Because he's got the front row seat to it, and he is just as locked in. Like, every time they panned to De'Aaron Fox last night, he kind of like had his hand in his head, and he's kind of looking down because, like, it's a tight game, and he knows that, like, the team needs him out there too.
I think somebody
every time there's a turnover, every time it's like, I could be there for this team.
May have got on his ass because every time they showed him in game 1, he was smiling and laughing and stuff. Like, bro, it's a 2-point game. I think I even hit the group chat like, why is he smiling so much? Yeah. But I did just look at the game log. I know y'all know they play 5 times in the regular season. He had 0 turnovers, 1 turnover, 3 turnovers, and obviously there's difference between postseason pressure and regular season pressure. But against OKC, he didn't turn the ball over a ton in their matchup. So I think that is an important one. What about on the opposite side? How much would the Thunder need J-Dub if, he in the hypothetical really hurt that hammy again and he can't play?
I 100% believe that they could win this series without J-Dub. It's just how OKC is kind of built at this point. I mean, it's OKC. I don't know. They've been missing a lot of players for basically the whole 2 years. They've never been honestly fully healthy, and they just always find a way to get it done. And the Spurs are still showing a lot of youth. And OKC has just been, they got championship DNA. Alex Caruso wants it every single night. Just having players like that, they could still get it done.
So 1 through 10.
1 through 10, I would put it at, how worried I am? Mm-hmm. Like a 5.
I would be disappointed. Obviously, they could win without him. I think I don't know. We got to see it at home. I mean, on the road.
Sure.
Because, Caruso been playing crazy, and I think it's very easy to fall into that'll be good, because Caruso will step up and everything.
30 and then
but
17 in the next game.
Exactly.
Without J-Dub, and they going to need Chet. Chet is going to have a really big game for one of these times.
It would be good to have it on the road. I'll give him that. It would be good to have it on the road.
Yeah.
It would be good. I picked the Spurs thinking J-Dub was going to be healthy.
Yeah.
So I would feel more confident without him. But at the same time, in these first 2 games, he didn't. I'm not counting him playing in the second game.
Yes,
and the first game, he didn't really do much. I mean, he was a guy that was willing to take some shots, and Chet wasn't. Didn't want to do that. So I guess he helped with that. But yeah, the Thunder could win this without him. I think it's going to be a very, very tall hill to climb, though, especially if Chet is just like swaying and just being there.
They just have so many guys that can. I mean, Alex Caruso did could have a 30-point game. I mean, honestly, one of the best games of playoffs that we've ever seen from him. And then Jared McCain looks like he could have a game anytime he wants. Case and Wallace, Isaiah Joe could still have they have a lot of guys that can really just sneakily have a 15 to 20-point game. And they could really be the difference in a haymaker for haymaker type series.
The advantage for them is, again, I think they've grown accustomed to not having him this year.
Mm-hmm.
The Spurs,
a lot of reps.
The Spurs got, they ain't have De'Aaron Fox at the beginning, but they're used to having a little 3-guard dynamic. And to just have Castle now would be a big blow.
Time will tell.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.